Distinguished Senator Abiru.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, sitting in as the Chairman of the Senate, my distinguished colleagues. My name is Senator Mukahil Adetokunbo Abiru, and I represent the good people of Lagos East. Professor, first and foremost, I'd like to congratulate you on your nomination, and I also join my colleagues too in congratulating you as well. Now, my own question will be very simple, and it will have to do with your biodata. I just want clarifications around your biodata. Now, on the very first page, page 1, you said you were born on the 2nd of December, 1980. Now, looking further down, you attended St. John's Primary School, Boko. You just wrote 1989. I'm wondering whether you finished primary school in 1989, which will suggest that you either started primary school at the age of 3 or 2, for you to finish in 1989. That's 1. 2, you also claim that you went to SEPA Secondary School. You put 1995. That will also suggest, so I don't know with the band whether it was 1989 to 1995. But what is also what will appear a bit distorted for me, which I also need clarification for, is that given your academic excellence, you graduated in 2004, meaning that you probably will have spent almost 9 years for your first degree. I just need you to clarify those data. I hope you understand, starting from primary school to why it took you that long to also get your first degree, despite the academic brilliance that you have exhibited. Thank you, Mr. President, and my distinguished colleagues. Thank you.
Yeah, Prof.
The second question that talks about my biodata. Yes, I went to primary school in the year 1984. The year 1989 was when I got my first living certificate. And the last listing is the years. Pardon? I started in 1984, 1984, 1985, 1986, 1984, 1985, 1986. Pardon? 1984, 1985, 1986, 1987, 1988, and 1989. That was when I passed out with first school living certificate. Primary school. I'm talking about primary school. Then I further my secondary school in 1990. Yes, secondary school in 1990. 1990, 1991, 92, 93, 94, 95. That is when I got my SSCE. That's when I got my SSCE. Then I graduated in 2004. Yes, what happens that I was actually supposed to pass out in 2003, but there was a prolonged strike. If you can remember, there was a prolonged strike by ASU. Then I did a 5-year program in engineering, which I was supposed to stay there for 5 years. But because of the prolonged strike, I spent 6 years for the program. That is why I graduated in 2004.
Prof, the question was, you were born in 1980, and you had your first school living certificate in 1989. That means that you, at the period you should have been in nursery school, at the age of 4 years, you were already in primary 1. You were already in primary 1. Which state was this? Well, let's So the nominee was born in 1980, and the nominee graduated with first school living certificate in 1989. So the nominee is exceptionally brilliant. The nominee was 3 years old when he started his primary education, and he proceeded to do 6 years. He proceeded to do, the nominee started his primary education at the age of 3 and was able to finish 6 years later in 1989. And it's possible that the nominee was a classmate of Senator Abamoro. So let's hear from Senator Abamoro, whether he also started his own primary school at the age of 3.
That standards that are applied to nominees that appear before this hallowed chamber will also apply to Professor Usev. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, looking at the resume that we have for Professor Usev, I think ordinarily that the discrepancies that you find in the times enumerated here may necessarily have come from typographical errors, which Professor Usev himself, which he can explain. So I want to say at this point, therefore, that records don't lie.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Drama. The screening of at least 3 ministerial nominees was put on hold for reasons of age forgery and age falsification, among others, as the Senate commenced the exercise yesterday. But those whose screening was put on hold and asked to clarify issues were Professor Joseph Utsev, like we just saw, who is currently the rector of Federal Polytechnic, Benue, the hometown of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Senator George Akume. The 2 others were Senator Abubakar Sani Danladi Taraba, who was alleged to have been banned by the Supreme Court from holding public office for 10 years, and Bello Mohammed from Sokoto State, whose case had to do with a secondary school leaving certificate. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.